Welcome to this special edition of the Portuguese Women in Tech podcast. We are here to celebrate women in leadership. This series is brought to you by Natixis in Portugal in honor of International Women's Day. My name is Inês Silva, and I'm the co-founder of Portuguese Women in Tech. Throughout this series, we'll spotlight incredible women who have paved the way in terms of their expertise, leading teams, driving change, and making impact in their communities. Today, we are thrilled to introduce an inspiring leader, Carina Alexandre, Control and Risk Management Team Leader and Compliance at Natixis. So let's dive into the path of Carina and learn a little bit more about you, what you have been doing, and take it from there. So Carina, thank you very much for accepting our challenge and our invitation to be here. So can you share a little bit with us about your journey, how you got here, where everything started, and how you got here?
Okay, hello Inês. Thank you for all this introduction and for your words. It all started at the military school. I think that is where I learned my values of determination, sense of duty, responsibility, and I carried those values throughout my life. I started as a back office in the trading department in a bank, but I soon realized that it was not enough. I needed more. So I moved to PwC. I entered PwC as a financial auditor, and that is where I think my career really took off. I believe that it was my school, my real school, and where I gain my solid foundations. I learn analytical skills, attention to detail. I learn different financial landscapes. It was really enriching. After that, I had an opportunity to go to Mozambique and to help in the assistance of the creation of the new department focused on the financial services. I have never been in Africa before, but I went. I didn't hesitate. It was a really good opportunity for me, so I went and go for it. It was very transformative, as you can imagine, being alone in a different country, um, being a woman, young. So it was a real challenge. After some years, I was working always as an external auditor, and I wanted to see what would be like to be in the other side of the wall. So I tried to move, and I moved to the other line, and I took an opportunity as a head of finance in a bank. So that was a big move for me. It was very different from what I was used to. I left my comfort zone, but I was able to do it and to learn a lot with that. In the meantime, I had two baby boys. The COVID came. The borders started to be closed. Things started to fail. There was a lot of uncertainty, and it was time to come back to Portugal.
Mhm.
So I came back.
Mhm.
I took the first thing that came out, and I came to Portugal with my family.
Mhm.
After that, I wanted to come back to my original background, which was the second line, so not the first one. It was not for me, even though I learned a lot with that. I took the opportunity to move again to my origins, and that is where Natixis came into the picture. So I applied for this position of control and risk management analyst, and I was accepted. And I have been progressing, leveraging on my experience to grow, and I'm doing that, and I hope to continue to go and to keep growing here.
Nice. Your path is a little bit of it's like there's a lot of change, reinvention, moving country. You started the military school. You want to be a pilot, right? And then you moved to Mozambique. Was there a moment in your life that that truly defined, like it was truly defining for you, or was a combination of different moments?
Uh, it is a combination because there are the different set of experiences that shape us, but I believe one crucial moment that really shifted the way I think was when I became a mother. Until that moment, I was used to work long hours. I needed to do things by myself. If I didn't do them, they will not be done. And on that moment, I realized that no, I was replaceable. I had a high risk pregnancy. And that was the moment that made me think and rethink about all of my priorities and to step back. I needed to step back and I changed. I realized that I'm not irreplaceable. So uh, I needed to start to focus on people, on empowering people, on coaching, sharing insights. So I shift my leadership style from wanting to do everything by my own to empowering others. I think that was the key change um, with this moment.
Was that like uh, was that a specific moment where you realize like, okay, this is like now I have to change, or was like again several like little moments because like you got pregnant, so then you had to spend like to be away for some time.
I think that was the moment because when someone tells you you need to hire someone for your place, and I was like, for my position, how do you mean? And I think it was on that moment that I realized that we need to trust our teams. We need to delegate, but we cannot just delegate. We need to empower people. So I realized that I needed to be more focused, and my focus should be the persons, the teams. I needed to invest my time with teams so that they can continue, and together we can deliver more. I think that is the key message here because we are, and we should not be alone and think that we do things better alone. We need to invest on the teams and understand that leadership is not just about being into control, but trusting people and invest on the strengths of the team and developing those strengths.
You are saying that, and remember this quote that I read from Simon Sinek that says like leadership or the role of the leader is to create the context for the people that work for the leader to shine, right?
Exactly.
And I think that was the lesson for you, right?
Yes, I totally agree with that. And for me, when I became a mother, I realized that that was the only way. So I needed to invest on team, and I shift the way I think, and that different perspective made me grow because we grow with the teams. It's not just the teams that grow, we grow with them because we all learn from the different experiences and we all learn from each other.
It's a real collaboration, right?
Yes, exactly, that is a word.
Yeah. I think something that's very interesting also in your path that I think sometimes people have a little bit of a challenge dealing with is, so you were head of finance of a bank in Mozambique, right? And then one day you say like, okay, I have to go back to Portugal.
Yes.
And then you apply and you basically join Natixis. And but it's a step back in your career, right? So you go from leading a team to be an analyst, right? How did you deal with that? And now you are a team leader again, so it didn't take long for you to become a team leader again. But how did you like experiencing it? Like how was like looking at your career and taking that step and making that decision that it was okay to take a step back?
I think it looked like a step back at the time, but it was not. I knew that it was a necessary move. And the lesson here is that we need to learn, and even though at the time it could look like a failure, I was able to see an opportunity of growth. So I think that's where we need to focus. We need to, sometimes it seems that we are stepping back, but we need to see the bright side. See that in every step back, it could be an opportunity for us to grow. And for me, it was the case. I quickly leveraged on my background, and through my dedication and work, I was able to uh, to um, um, to get back on the path. So it was good, and it was a really opportunity for growth. I like to see it like that.
Yeah, that makes sense. And in terms of like, so I think something that you shared with me was like you feel like sometimes leadership can be lonely, right? So you can you are in that position, and I think goes back to what you were saying before, like all the collaboration, right? If I think a lot of the times, like leadership can be collaborative, you can grow with the team, but sometimes can be a little bit lonely. How do you build like a support system, a trust network that allows you to basically have people around you that can support you as a leader?
I think that's not being alone is also crucial for us to grow. Like I said, I understand that sometimes it is lonely, of course, especially when we need to make our own decisions and sometimes tough ones. But in the end, I think building this network is essential for us to continue. And I'm lucky because I'm surrounded by persons that inspire me every day. So um, that drives me and makes me keep on going. I think the key to establish this network is the open communication. We need to be transparent. We need to communicate. I think it's through communication that we can understand and listen, um, share, and listen a lot. I think it's from there.
And how do you balance between sharing the good things and the bad things, right? Because I think a lot of the times it's always about like sharing the good things,
But it's not.
but they
It's
should
not.
not be, right?
I think we learn more when we share the bad things because we learn. Well, of course, it's very good to receive good feedback and celebrate achievements, but it's on the bad things that we learn more. And if we have and keep our mind focused on the taking the positive part of that negative parts, we can grow.
So you are an optimist. I
Yeah.
can see that.
I it's not like I'm optimist because sometimes I suffer a lot before the time, and I have my moments. So I sometimes I think like, oh my God, uh, I don't understand anything, and I have doubts about myself. But what I try to think is that okay, I have doubts about myself. I know that I'm not perfect. I have still a lot to improve, but I can feel a bit proud because when I look to my path, I can see that okay, I could be better, but I'm for sure much better than I was yesterday. So I can be proud of that.
Yeah. And I think that's aligns very well with my next question, which is like, how do you stay motivated and grounded, right? Again, you have like this like amazing career, you have done so many things, again, different countries, different not industries, like, but a little bit as well, right? But different roles. How do you stay grounded and motivated and excited about the next day?
I believe it's but well, first of all, the persons, the persons that are around me, that the feedback when I see that I had impact on someone else's life, or I can see that I have an impact on a process. Well, that is my real driver. The people, the teams, and then I go back to my origins and I try to focus my mind and have a clear sense of what are my goals, what I want to achieve, and I keep reminding myself about that. I need to be resilient because I think that is what helps me to keep on going and see opportunities on my failures. And I believe it's what makes me wanted to do more and more.
It is really because I think throughout this conversation you mentioned a lot of like the teams, like the collaboration. So this is an important part for you. Like you
Yes.
definitely like to work as a team with other people, and you get excited with the impact that your work, your leadership can have on them, right?
Yes, totally. I feel realized when I see the progress of team, and
Mhm.
now that I'm doing this path at Natixis, I can start already to see that, and I'm very proud of that. That is my main driver, I guess.
I think my last question is about advice, right? So I think like some of the people that are women, men and women that are going to listen to this conversation are probably, some of them are like starting their careers, others are about like maybe in like 5 years in, 10 years in. Some of them are like looking at leadership roles right now. What is like your advice to this group of people, right? I think maybe you can have different advice for different groups, but like in general, what would be your advice to this group of people?
In general, I would say to be authentic. I think we need to be authentic. Um, we need to, because everyone is different. There's a lot of diversity, and that's a good thing. We all have different experiences, different perspectives of life. So, and that is what shapes us. And I think we don't need to copy anyone else's model. I think we need to find our own, the one that works for us.
Not always easy though.
No, it's not, but it exists and we need to do it. We need to create that model that we know that will work for us. We don't need to copy or to change who we are. I was told a lot of times that you will not go far because you are too soft or you are too nice. And I'm growing, so I'm making my way. So, and I didn't need to change. I simply like embrace what I am. I learn about myself, about my weaknesses and my strengths. So I just embrace that. And that is what makes me keep going. So I advise the authenticity. Be authentic.
It's interesting that in 2025 people still believe that for you to be a leader you cannot be nice.
Yes, totally wrong.
Yeah, right.
Yes,
But
totally wrong.
and I think hopefully the perception will change, because it makes like no sense.
Well, for me, I didn't change. Like I said, I just learned to live with myself, and I was able to do my path anyway, being true to myself.
So first advice, authenticity, being
Yes,
authentic
that
to
one.
themselves.
Yes. Second one.
Second one.
Build resilience. I think resilience is also a key thing. We need to see, when we fail, we need to see the bright side, like I was saying in the beginning. For me, it was the case. We need to build this resilience and adapt and see opportunities where challenges exist. So I think this is key to improve, to improve ourselves, to go after what we believe that that is right. Resilience is key.
Yeah, and I think a lot of the times resilience is built towards like facing challenges, right? And going, leaving our
Leaving the
comfort zone. We
I
were
do
talking
not-
about this.
I do that a lot of times. I'm doing that now, really. But I think that's very important because it's things that it's very difficult to do, but after doing, we know that we learn something and we grow. We grow a lot on the challenges, and we just need to keep like our mind open to that, like to see the bright sides. We need to focus on the lessons learned, not on the problem, but on the way that we are fixing it. So that I think that's key. That's a key message as well.
Yeah, and so that's the second one. Any third one? Like third advice, and we
Third advice, and we finish. I will say to keep learning. Keep learning. Be curious. invest in yourself, invest time in yourself, in knowing yourself, knowing other skills, developing. I think that is essential nowadays, because with this quick pace of everything, we need to keep adapting, changing,
Curious.
be curious. Yes, we need to keep moving. Yes, I think that's the key word. And also, one last thing, and I think as we go up in our careers and as we grow, I think we should never forget the others. So I think we should bring others with us and keep sharing our insights, helping others to grow as well, bring others with us.
Yeah, that makes sense. I was thinking about the Portuguese proverb. I think there's in English, like, if you want to go far, go together, right? If you want to go
Yes,
fast, go alone.
yes,
And I think like that, like, I think it really sums up very well what you were saying here, right? About like collaboration, taking, basically leading teams, making the team shine, delegating, working with others, and basically taking everything everyone along with you in the
exactly.
in the journey, right? Yeah, cool. Thank you very much, Carina. So thank you very much for listening to us. This is another episode of the Portuguese Women in Tech podcast, and we'll be back with other episodes. Thank you.